Yeah,
not a full count.
right. I wanted everybody here, so since not everybody's here, we're just not gonna have it. You okay, Dawn? Okay,
That's just for the executive session.
just for the executive session.
She doesn't.
Oh, my nose.
I'm just thinking, will, which is okay, because.
Oh. Good evening, everyone. I would like to call the September 14th, 2023 regular meeting of the Moraine City Council to order at 6 o'clock. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Allen?
Here.
Mr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Daugherty? Ms. Marcus?
Here.
Mr. Burchett?
Here.
Mrs. Witt?
Here.
Mayor Murphy?
Here. Now, may I have a motion to excuse Mr. Daugherty?
I'll make a motion that we excuse Councilman Darty from this meeting.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Burchett?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes. Now, if everyone would join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Council has copies of the August 24th, 2023 regular meeting minutes. Does anyone have any changes or corrections? Hearing none, the minutes are approved as submitted. Council has copies of the September 8th, 2023 special meeting minutes. Does anyone have any changes or corrections? Hearing none, they are submitted as approved. Now we will go into reports. Finance Committee, anything to report?
No report, thank you.
Finance Director, anything to report?
You have my August monthly report in your packets. I have nothing else unless you have any questions.
Any questions for the finance? Okay. Committee of the Whole, anything to report?
Our last meeting was on August 24th, and there will be a meeting following this meeting tonight. Thank you.
City Manager, anything to report?
I have nothing beyond the written report unless there are any questions.
Law Director, anything to report?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Clerk of Council, anything to report?
I have nothing, thank you.
And I have nothing to report at this time, so we will go into business at this time.
Are we adding ordinance?
No.
21? Okay. Resolution 7971-23, a resolution approving an agreement for delegation of activities with the Montgomery County Board of County Commissioners pursuant to the county's CDBG program and designating the city manager as Moraine's authorized representative.
This resolution would designate the city manager as the authorized representative concerning the use of block grant funds and approves an agreement for delegation of activities. Motion to approve.
You've heard the motion. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mr. Burchett?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes, we are doing the ordinance. We just are not doing the executive session.
Oh, we are doing the ordinance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I apologize.
That's okay.
Ordinance 2148-23, an ordinance approving amendments to the table of organization for employees of the city of Moraine and declaring an emergency.
Mayor, you would first need a motion to add that to the agenda. I'll make that motion.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Burchett?
Yes.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2148-23, an ordinance approving amendments to the table of organization for employees of the city of Moraine and declaring an emergency.
Now, this is with or without the emergency? I understood the executive session was supposed to come first.
We decide not to have the executive session.
Okay, all
That
right.
would have been good to know.
This ordinance would approve changes to the table of organization and will be effective September 17, 2023. Move to declare this an emergency, to suspend the rules to allow for the second reading and final adoption at this meeting.
You've heard the motion. Is there any questions? Roll call, please.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mr. Burchett?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
No.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Ordinance 2148-23, an ordinance approving amendments to the table of organization for employees of the city of Moraine and declaring an emergency.
Amy, you didn't ask.
Motion to approve.
I apologize. Mayor Murphy, I
Yes.
apologize. Thank you.
Okay. No.
Motion to approve.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Is there any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Ms. Marcus?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mrs. Witt?
No.
Mr. Burchett?
Yes.
Mayor Murphy?
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome. And do we have any persons appearing before council? Okay, no. Then we will go into other business. Fire department, anything to report?
No report, thank you, ma'am.
Police department, anything to report?
No report, thank you, ma'am.
Building and maintenance department, anything to report?
No report, thank you, ma'am.
Street department, anything to?
Report, thank you, ma'am.
Parks and recreation, anything to report?
Nothing to report, thank you.
City manager, anything further to report?
I have nothing, Mayor, thank you.
Law director, anything further to report?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Finance director, anything further to report?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Clerk of council, anything further to report?
I have nothing. Thank you, Mayor.
Miss Allen, anything?
Nothing to report, thank you.
Ms. Marcus, anything to report?
Nothing to report.
Ms. Witt, anything to report?
Just like to tell Laura again that we're sorry about her brother passing away. Thank you. That's all.
Mr. Miller, anything to report?
Nothing further, thank you.
Mr. Burchett, anything to report?
Yes, September 7th, I attended the monthly board meeting of the MVRPC, and also that they will be moving back to the Dayton Board of Realtors for their monthly meeting starting in October.
Oh, that's good to hear. And for my report, I would like to tell Laura I am very sorry about her brother passing. I would also like to thank the Miami Valley Communications Council for broadcasting this meeting live as well as any future rebroadcast. This regular council meeting is adjourned at 6:07. Better than last time.